prismaVENT 40. prismaVENT 40 is a pressure-controlled positive pressure ventilator manufactured in Hamburg, Germany by Lowenstein Medical and supplied and supported in Ireland and Northern Ireland by RespiCare. prismaVENT takes ambient air through a filter at the rear of the device and delivers that air through the outlet at the front, using this air to deliver the therapy that has been set by the prescriber. prismaVENT should be used as recommended by the staff at the hospital where the ventilator was prescribed. To use prismaVENT 40, you should have the prismaVENT 40 device itself, a mains power cord, a standard reusable breathing tube, an appropriate mask, an oxygen connection if oxygen is required, some spare filters, and a user manual. At the rear of prismaVENT, you'll find filters where the air is drawn into the ventilator. You'll also find where the mains power cable can be connected. Once connected, the cable can be secured by using the mains cable support, which prevents accidental disconnection from power. The plug can be inserted into the mains socket on the wall. At the front of prismaVENT, you'll see the outlet port where the breathing tube will be attached. On the fascia panel, you'll see a large display screen surrounded by various buttons and symbols. The only one of these buttons that you will need to use regularly is the power button, which is the large button located at the bottom left-hand corner. The other buttons are for adjusting various settings which are intended for the clinical staff only. But you don't need to worry, because all of the settings on your device will be preset and locked, so that even if you accidentally press a button that you wouldn't need to press, you won't have made any adjustments to any important setting. The prismaVENT 40 stores all information relating to how much the device has been used and copies that information onto a data card which is accessible and removable. On occasion, your prescriber may ask you to send the data card either to the hospital or to RespiCare so that the usage information can be taken from it. If you're asked to remove this and send it somewhere, you'll need to know how to take it out. On the right hand side of prismaVENT there is a rubber plug. When this plug is removed, you will expose the back of an SD card which will contain all usage information from the device. When prismaVENT is turned off, you can press this SD card to eject it. You can now send the SD card wherever you need to send it. And don't worry, you can continue to use the ventilator even when there's no SD card inside. If the card is sent back to you, to reinsert it, simply press it all the way back in and reattach the rubber protector. You'll also find a sticker on your device with RespiCare's contact number. This number is 24-hour and our phones are manned round the clock, so we're always there to support you in the event that there is a question or a problem. To use prismaVENT, first you'll need to make sure that you're connected to electrical power. So check that the plug is in the wall socket and the mains cable is inserted correctly into the back of the ventilator. If prismaVENT is correctly connected to electrical power, you'll notice that the small light, which is the shape of a power plug, is lit up. If this light is not lit up, it means there is no electrical connection. So you may need to check your electrical connection again. Although prismaVENT does have an internal battery that is kept charging once the ventilator is connected to electricity, it should always be operated from mains power to avoid running down the battery. Ensure that your breathing tube is connected to the outlet at the front of the ventilator and your mask is connected to the other end of the breathing tube. If you require oxygen to be attached, ensure that an oxygen fitting is between the mask and the breathing tube and an oxygen tube is attached. You'll also need to make sure that you turn on your oxygen supply. However, if you don't require oxygen, then you don't need to worry about connecting any. Disconnect the mask from the end of the breathing tube and fit the mask onto the face, ensuring it is secure and comfortable. Just before turning on the ventilator, connect the breathing tube to the mask. Turn on the ventilator by pressing and releasing the power button once. Once prismaVENT 40 has been turned on, it will immediately start blowing air down the breathing tube to the mask. Once your mask is secure, you can continue to use the ventilator through the night or as recommended by your prescriber. If the mask is not secure or tight enough, there may be some leakage around the sides of the mask or into the eyes. It's important to have little or no leak from the mask. If mask leakage is excessive, there may be some alarm on the prismaVENT with an on-screen message warning of excessive leak. If this happens, it does not mean that something is wrong with the ventilator, but just means that you may need to tighten the mask more to prevent leak and also to prevent annoying alarms. In the morning time, or whenever you want to stop therapy, to turn off prismaVENT, simply press and hold the large power button until the progress bar goes all the way from left to right. The mask can now be removed if you haven't already removed it. It's always best to leave the device plugged in and connected to electrical power even when it's not in use, as this ensures the battery is kept full for a time when you may need to rely on it. Our staff at RespiCare will call to check your prismaVENT 40 device and mask periodically, and we're always available to support you at your request. But there is some minor maintenance that you'll need to do on your own or have done by a carer. Each month you'll need to remove the filters from the back of the ventilator. Wash the dark filter and reapply it when it's had time to dry. You'll also need to replace the white filter with a new one. Each week you'll need to clean your mask and your breathing tube. To clean the breathing tube, firstly disconnect it from the ventilator and ensure that the mask has also been disconnected from the other end. Wipe down the breathing tube with a soft, moistened cloth. Run some warm, soapy water through the breathing tube. Ensure that the water isn't hot and a small amount of household washing up liquid is fine to use. Plug both ends of the tube with your thumbs and rinse the soapy water back and forth. Then rinse through with cold water and leave over a door with a towel underneath to allow it to drip dry. Please make sure that it's as dry as possible before you use it again. The best way to do this is to clean it in the morning time or at a time when you know you have at least 6 hours before you'll need to use it again. For information on cleaning your mask, please see our separate tutorial video on fitting and caring for your therapy mask. This video is meant as a guide, but if there are issues we can help with, whether they are covered in this video or not, RespiCare staff are available at all times and happy to assist you. You can contact us using the phone number on the sticker on your therapy device.